OK, we've discussed the top 5. We're not quite sure in which order they're going to end, but surely, lads, that other 6th spot is only going to go down to 2 teams, Spurs and Everton, Paddy.
Yeah. I think Everton proved last season that they've adjusted to Roberto Martinez's style, and I can't see how they're going to get worse. I can't see what the problem's going to be. They've spent, possibly overspent, on keeping Romelu Lukaku at I think 28 million quid. You know, it's a lot of money to pay for a player you've already got. But I just feel that the rhythm is there. I can't see where the problem's going to be. The goalkeeper proved at the World Cup that he's one of the best in the world.
Well, I've got to disagree with it because I think that Everton overachieved last season, and I think Spurs underachieved. And the noise is coming out of Spurs. Pochettino's been in there now all pre-season. He's made decisions. People going on the transfer list.
Well, the list is endless.
Yeah, it looks like most of the players that they brought in under AVB, or did he bring them in? You know, was it Daniel Levy and Baldini that brought them in?
That's what you're saying. They should be on there.
Well, you know, there's got to be someone culpable, isn't it? I mean, AVB lost his job. The manager lost his job because the team didn't perform. But the people that actually signed most of them players are still there.
It is quite ridiculous that such monumental. You talk about, you know, the being paid for failure. You know, when you bring in an entire team that your choice as manager doesn't want, that's failure by any standards. And I couldn't agree with Curbs more. I think it's ridiculous, and it remains to be seen. This is why I fancy Everton more than Spurs, because if the off the field situation isn't right, if the manager doesn't feel that he's got the backing of people he respects, is Pochettino
the one thing that must happen at Spurs, if these players have been made available now, they've got to go. You can't have them lingering around that they're still part of the squad.
Oh, what Pochettino's done is brilliant. Don't get me wrong.
Pochettino, for me, all the noises I'm hearing from people at Southampton and now at Spurs, the Spurs players were in for a bit of a culture shock pre-season. You know, it was hard, it was tough, and he doesn't take any nonsense.
But if we look at the 2 clubs in isolation, Everton are a very well-run club, very stable. They were with David Moyes. They've got their signings, they've got their squad, they're happy. Spurs, on the other hand, completely different.
Yeah.
You know, if they get those players out, surely, Paddy, they've got to bring players in, which the transfer window, as we speak, is ticking.
Not just bring them in, but integrate them into the team. I think that, you know, a lot of Southampton's success under Pochettino last week was due to continuity, in that they're, all right, a lot of young players, but young players who knew each other from teenage, you know, and had grown up together. I think that helped, and I think that Everton, again, continuity in terms of the squad that David Moyes handed over to Martinez was a key to this.
I think Everton caught people by surprise last year, the way they played, 2 centre-halves splitting, Gareth Barry dropping in to make a third centre-back, and they had Delafui on one side, you know, and Lukaku. I'm not too sure if they can do it again, but it will be a tussle between them 2 sides.
6th spot.
Spurs.
Everton.
OK, it's now over to you, the fan. Who is going to get that 6th spot? Is it going to be Spurs or is it going to be Everton? Go to the website, www.FootballFan.Zone. You can tweet us at Talk2Fanzone. That's the number 2. Or you can email us, talk@FootballFan.Zone.